as President Biden joins striking workers on the picket line. And in sports, Ohio volleyball is looking to get a big win in the combo. Newswatch starts right now.
Breaking tonight, a New York judge finds former President Donald Trump liable for fraud. Good evening, I'm Reese Thompson.
And I'm Silver Barker. Welcome to Newswatch. Today, the judge ruled Trump committed fraud for years while building the real estate empire that led him to fame and the White House.
In a civil lawsuit brought by New York's Attorney General, the judge found the former president and his company deceived banks and insurers by overvaluing assets and exaggerating his net worth on paperwork used for making deals. The judge found Trump and his company repeatedly lied about his finances on statements, reaping benefits like better loan terms and lower insurance costs. As punishment, the judge ordered some of Trump's businesses' licenses to be rescinded, which could make it harder for him to do business in the state. Today's decision revolves the key claim in the New York Attorney General's lawsuit, but 6 others still remain. The Attorney General is seeking $250 million in penalties and a ban on Trump doing business in New York, his home state. Newark police announces Monday the arrest of a man in connection to a vandalism case. 38-year-old Joseph Davis was quickly detained after authorities found him breaking out of a window. Police were sent to Courthouse Square around 3 a.m. yesterday morning. Upon arrival, an officer saw Davis breaking out the window of True Core Federal Credit Union located on North 2nd Street. Police say Davis used a hatchet to break out at least 37 windows in 11 businesses as he was walking on North Park Place. Davis was transported to the hospital for his injuries and was later taken to jail and charged with vandalism.
An Ohio safety group discusses the possibilities of adding seat belts on school buses. The Ohio School Bus Safety Working Group held their second meeting on Monday to examine how to better protect children as they travel to and from school, following the school bus crash near Springfield that killed an 11-year-old boy last month. Monday's meeting focused on historical data surrounding school bus crashes and injuries that occur as a result. Deputy Director at the National Transportation Safety Board, Kristen Poland, says the padded seats on school buses help distribute the impact of a front or rear crash, but not inside impact crashes. She also says the key is belts that fit children inside the current seating in school buses.
A man has filed a federal lawsuit alleging police in Ironton violated this First Amendment's rights. The lawsuit stems from an incident in September 2022. Francis Murphy alleges the officers knocked him to the ground, shocked him with a taser, and beat him. Murphy was trying to record the search of his truck after police had pulled over his wife. Police tried to file a criminal case against Murphy. However, the Lawrence County prosecutor declined to take the case.
Phase 2 of Ironton Street paving projects are underway. Ironton began their first phase of street paving in the spring, focusing on main roadways with higher traffic areas. Now moving into Phase 2, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th streets will be the main focus to get upgrades, along with side streets such as Spruce, Washington, and Adams. The Belpre Police Department has raised its police applicant age to 50 years old, a 10-year increase. The newly adopted legislation intends to help broaden the hiring pool. Along with this, the Belpre City Council passed legislation that gives new enforcement measures for police officers to deal with aggressive panhandling. However, the new law doesn't ban panhandling.
The American Farmland Trust announces a local farmers market for an award. The Meigs County Farmers Market was nationally recognized by the AFT as part of their 15th annual Farmers Market celebration, a national event honoring the role of farmers markets. The Meigs County Farmers Market placed second nationally and were awarded $2,500. Meigs County Farmers Market Manager Stephanie Reif says, quote, "We are very thankful to American Farmland Trust for allowing us to be a part of this year's competition and igniting the love of our little market with a heart within the whole county and beyond. This market belongs to the community and they showed it this past month like never before," end quote. Now here's Isabel Isco. Let's toss it over to weather.
And for weather in Athens, you can see right now these temperatures over the past 24 hours, they haven't been too warm out there. They've definitely been on the cooler side. You can see we just hit those low 70s in those last 24 hours. You can see that today, those temperatures didn't get too high with those mostly cloudy skies, and that temperature high only reaching about 73 degrees today. That temperature low coming in tonight will be about 56 degrees. Those mostly cloudy skies and that cooler temperatures definitely brought it on the more fall-like side for today. And looking currently out there, it's only at about 70 degrees right now. Those overcast skies, again, with those mostly cloudy skies, have been kind of putting a little fall mood into our day here in Athens. You could see that local radar was looking pretty clear, but will that be continuing? You could see that into tomorrow. This low pressure system that's going to be coming in and putting a damper on our clear skies. Now let's take it back to Silver.
When we return, why consumers are worried about the looming government shutdown. These stories and more when Newswatch returns. And what a change in temperature on the Pacific means for this winter. These stories and more, again, when Newswatch returns.
And for weather, like I said, tomorrow we'll be getting into some thunderstorms. And after these thunderstorms, we'll be getting back into those 80-degree temperatures next on Newswatch.
A historic lighthouse teeters on a collapsing cliff.
The result would be disastrous. Open the valve!
A team of elite engineers wages an epic battle to move it.
Move the whole thing at once.
Safely inland, fighting deadly storms and crumbling walls. Can they save it before time runs out? Operation Lighthouse Rescue on Nova.
Wednesday at 9 on WOUB.
This is the PBS Video app. Install it on your phone, tablet, smart TV, or other streaming device, and use it to access more of the PBS shows you love. But if you're looking for even more shows to binge like this, or early access to shows like this, then look for this icon. That's the PBS Passport icon, and it means that video is part of PBS Passport. Passport is our way of saying thank you to our station members. Donate to your local PBS station today, and one of the member benefits you'll receive is PBS Passport, which offers extended access to a growing library of new and favorite PBS programs. You can support your station and your community by becoming a member today. Visit pbs.org/getpassport for details. Watch PBS Passport anytime on any screen, wherever you stream. It's your ticket to the best of PBS.
If I cause you pain, my own sweet child, won't you promise me you'll be the one? My silver bullet in the gun. I don't need their money, baby, just you and me on the ride.
Saturday at 10 on WOUB.
President Joe Biden making history in Michigan today, joining striking auto workers on the picket line in Detroit. Officials say he's the first sitting U.S. president ever to do this. Laura Aguirre brings us more from the high-stakes presidential picket line appearance.
It's a picket line show of solidarity called the first ever of its kind by a sitting president.
Wall Street didn't build the country, the middle class built the country. Unions built the middle class. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now. Thank you very much.
President Joe Biden also working to slow dropping poll numbers as a government shutdown deadline looms in Washington. The White House is clear, however, on the scope of the president's visit.
We are not involved in negotiations. That is something for them to decide what is going to work for the parties that are involved.
At stake, the United Auto Workers' powerful backing for the 2024 presidential election. Former President Donald Trump heads to Detroit Wednesday to address current and former union members. Workers say they are focused on getting their fair share of record auto company profits.
Coming in 2010, we, of course, didn't have any pension after bankruptcy and everything. So I would really like to see that cost of living is tremendously high right now.
The U.S. economy is estimated to lose billions of dollars before a labor agreement is reached, and those costs are expected to roll downhill to customers.
They're paying more for labor. They're paying more for, for building the car. The price of the car goes up.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Former President Donald Trump is skipping tomorrow's GOP presidential debate in order to give speech in Detroit.
Consumer confidence in the U.S. fell for the second month in a row. That's according to a new survey by leading research nonprofit, the Conference Board. And as the threat of a government shutdown gets closer by the day, many Americans are worried about their wallets. John Lawrence reports.
Although inflation in the U.S. is easing from 4-decade highs, financial concerns are rising for many households.
I have to cut down on what I should eat, what I should buy, where I should go. Do I want to go out tonight?
According to a Bank of America survey shared exclusively with CNN, 67% of U.S. employees say the cost of living is increasing faster than their salaries. The study also found 64% of workers say they are stressed about their financial future, while 80% of people between 35 and 44 years old say they feel likewise.
We're forced to make all these bad choices and bad decisions just to live our lifestyles, so it's pretty sad.
A similar, albeit much bigger, situation about money flow is hovering over the Beltline.
Funding the government is one of the most basic fundamental responsibilities of Congress, and if the Republicans in the House don't start doing the job, we should stop electing them.
If a deal isn't made by the end of the week, the government will shut down. Among the potential impacts, active military members and Border Patrol agents will go without pay.
I'm looking at it through the lens, how do we prevent this shutdown from, or how do we minimize it from to 10 days instead of 10 weeks? And that starts now, not waiting and keep continuing the finger-pointing game. I'm
John Lawrence reporting.
If funding legislation doesn't pass by next week, many federal operations and services will grind to a halt. But Social Security payments will continue because they're mandatory spending and the money comes from a trust fund. An El Niño winter is headed our way. It's a natural warming of the Pacific Ocean along the equator. Climate scientists say El Niño has the potential to upend our already wild winter weather expectations. Mike Valerio has a brief breakdown of what may be in store for us.
This year, scientists are watching a rapidly developing and strengthening El Niño event. It's a natural climate pattern, typically every 2 to 7 years, bringing warmer than average sea surface temperatures to the equatorial Pacific Ocean. That warming can influence our winter weather.
The effects of El Niño are pretty pronounced across a lot of the continent and really a lot of the world.
Dr. Daniel Swain, a UCLA climate scientist, explains El Niño is not just a Pacific story. The phenomenon typically leads to warmer and drier conditions in northern sections of the U.S., with cooler and wetter weather across southern stretches of the country. After California endured a winter of relentless atmospheric river systems, El Niño likely means more winter storms this coming January through March could be on the way.
I think there is a tilt in the odds towards a wetter than average winter, especially in southern and central California, as well as other parts of the interior southwestern U.S.
Dr. Swain adds El Niño could mean an unusually dry winter in the Pacific Northwest and Hawaii, where we've seen wildfires like the devastation in August in Lahaina. But a curveball in this year's El Niño predictions, how the abnormally warm water across the rest of the world's oceans could change how El Niño impacts us.
The global oceans outside of the El Niño zone in the tropics are also extremely warm. And so that combination is something we haven't seen before.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Now, El Niño is impacting so many across the states. So, Isabel, will El Niño impact our region specifically?
It definitely will. Just because El Nino does impact those jet streams, it'll be making it a little bit on the drier side here, not as much precipitation, and definitely a little bit on the warmer side than we're used to with some other winters. So it will be affecting us just in a little bit different ways than across the region. Now for weather here in Athens. We're not quite in those winter temperatures yet. Currently out there, that temperature high for today, about 73, and that temperature low that is going to be hitting later tonight is going to be 56. That 30% chance of showers won't be affecting us until very early into the morning, more at like 3 to 4 a.m. for that 30% chance of showers. This chance of showers is going to loom into Athens tomorrow with that 50% chance of thunderstorms. There's going to be a pretty consistent chance of thunderstorms throughout the day. You could see that tomorrow we're in that regional storm risk area, in marginal more in the southeast region, but it will be kind of marginal, some spottiness here and there with that. You could see that it's this low pressure system that is coming in that is going to be bringing us this rain, this storms that we're going to be experiencing for those next couple days. You could see that that edge of the low pressure system is kind of looming over Indianapolis right now, Indiana, and it's coming into Ohio. This is what's going to be bringing us those thunderstorms for these next couple days. You could see that tomorrow, that's whenever it's going to be just lightly affecting us until tomorrow night. That's whenever it's going to start picking up the pace a little bit. And then looking into Thursday, that's whenever it's going to be affecting us definitely the most. Thursday, we're going to have that chance of rain pretty much throughout the day, where tomorrow it's just going to be mostly into the later into the night, and that's when we're going to be getting that heavy rain and that more heavy chance of those thunderstorms. Looking at that 3-day outlook, that tomorrow, that chance of thunderstorms about 50%. Again, that's going to be hitting us later in the day. That temperature high about 75. We're definitely looking on the warmer side for these next few days. You can see in that 7-day outlook, that chance of storms is just going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we're looking on the warmer side. These storms are bringing in some cooler temperatures, especially on Thursday with that high of only about 70, but after that it's going to get warmer. You could see that and on Saturday and Sunday. This weekend it's going to be looking beautiful with those mostly sunny skies, and we're even going to be reaching the 80s again as we're looking on Tuesday. We're definitely I thought we were going to be out of those 80-degree temperatures, but it's going to be bringing, after that storm is going to be bringing us some beautiful temperatures here in Athens. Now let's take it back to Silver.
Thanks, Isabel. And while we're on the topic of weather, if your eyes are itchy or nose is runny, ragweed and mold spores may be the culprits. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips to tackle autumn allergies.
It's that time of year again. The air is crisp, the leaves will fall, and autumn allergies may act up.
Things like stuffy nose, drippy nose, sneezing, itching of the nose, or maybe itching, redness of the eyes.
Allergist Matthew Rank with Mayo Clinic says allergens floating in fall air can also trigger asthma symptoms, but there are ways to gain control. Rank says to first try saline nasal sprays or rinses, over-the-counter non-sedating antihistamines, and nasal spray medications.
Each of those medicines works a little bit differently as far as how fast they work and how well they work. And some of them, particularly the nasal steroid sprays, it's a really good idea to think about 2 to 4 weeks ahead of when your allergy season typically is and getting it started.
If symptoms can't be controlled, Rank says it's time to see an allergy specialist who can work on other treatment options to help desensitize you to the allergens or find out what's causing the problem.
People that lose their sense of smell. This can happen from somebody who has severe environmental allergy, but that could be a sign that something else is going on.
Rank says the National Allergy Bureau website can also help.
And you can pick a counting station where they actually count the pollens close to where you live, and you can get some idea what's in the air currently.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Rank says anyone having asthma attacks leading to emergency room or hospital visits should go see their allergy specialist too.
Coming up in sports, Ohio volleyball comes into tonight looking to make it 2 wins in a row. And don't forget to look for our Twitter, our Instagram, and our social media pages for more content.
On America Outdoors, Oregon has a reputation as a land brimming with life, where people come in search of wildness and follow their own path to finding it. This place is like a geography textbook come to life. How does such a diverse land influence its people and their outdoor ways of life?
Wednesday at 8 on WOUB.
Donating your old car, motorcycle, or truck helps support public television, and it may get you a pretty nice tax deduction, too. Plus, we make donating your car easy. Just call our toll-free number or visit us online.
This is the PBS app, ready for you when you want to watch full episodes of your favorite shows. Even stream your local station live. Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.
Next time on Benjamin Franklin.
We pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Revolution.
Choosing sides means choosing fates.
Diplomacy.
Franklin had to convince one monarch to help the Americans overthrow another monarch.
And a final cause.
It's the first debate in American history on slavery.
Don't miss the conclusion of Benjamin Franklin.
Thursday at 9 on WOUB.
Welcome back. I'm Peyton Brooker, and we have a stacked lineup on the courts tonight. First up is Ohio volleyball tonight, as they quickly can make a turnaround as they take on Kent State. The Bobcats come into Athens after a splitting two-game series over the Akron Zips. Ohio played Saturday with Anna Kaczynska grabbing 16 kills, and right behind her, Caitlin O'Farrell with 13. That win marked the Bobcats' first win in the MAC play for the season. For Kent State, this will also be trying to find their way to win in the win column in the conference play after losing their series to Buffalo. Bobcats head coach Jeff Carlson said that this team has to improve their defense in situations and handle any miscommunications going forward.
Too many defensive lapses and kind of miscommunications, I would say. It's not effort. It's just a little bit of focus and just the communication, be in the right spaces. So we need to work on that as a group of coaches.
This MAC matchup take place at the Convo tonight at 7 o'clock. And in high school volleyball, there is plenty of action happening with 3 games in the TVC Ohio. First up is the Athens Bulldogs, as Bulldogs are looking to change their losing ways after dropping their last 4 games. At the beginning of the season, the Bobcats had a quick start going in a 5-game winning streak starting at the end of August. However, the struggles in the season in the mid-September have the Bulldogs have only been able to win 1 set. Athens will be able to look to change their skid tonight as they host River Valley. And just down the road, Nelsonville York Buckeyes are on the road tonight, traveling to Meigs as they take on the Marauders, as they've been dominant on the court with only 1 loss so far this season. The Buckeyes right now sit on top of the conference charts as teams are struggling to keep pace with them as this experienced squad. Seniors Chloe Lehman has been a dominant so far, and she has been the kills leader for the Buckeyes with 216. The Buckeyes hope to keep this success alive in their matchup in Pomeroy. And then over in Albany, the Alexander Spartans are looking to carry their success from last Friday, as senior Lexi Grissett reached her 1,000th kill against Wellston. Grissett so far this season leads her team in kills with 264. So far this season, the Spartans struggled out of the conference, but tonight they have started to impact in the conference championship race. Alexander travels to MacArthur tonight as they take on the Vinton County Vikings. And looking at the TVC hockey standings in volleyball, the Buckeyes so far have been on track to carry away this conference championship, as they've been beaten every single TVC team so far. Throughout, just right behind them, we have a race in second place as they become interesting for the battle, as one of these 3 teams, Alexander, Athens, or Vinton County, could have a victory over the Buckeyes. With still games left on the schedule, anything can happen as it is a big win streak, or something can happen with the Buckeyes to take home the TVC Ohio title. And that's all for me. We're going to send it back to Reese and Silver. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Peyton. Finally tonight, Athens showed off its puppy love this weekend at the fairgrounds. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
We're looking for an artist to depict the trials and the struggles of the farm workers.
Cesar Chavez's call was answered.
Beware of a movement that sings.
The start of Chicano art was right there.
He would bring a dimension that together we could make a change.
We got a lot of prospects in California.
Decades later, his words continue to inspire. A song for Cesar on American Masters.
Friday at 10 on WOUB.
Better than ever, born to be great. This is the moment that history's made. Nothing can stop us, ain't seen nothing yet. The lights are on and now the stage is set. This is the day a new dawn is near. The future's here. Welcome to the future.
If you want your life to get better, you got to fight for it.
Welcome to the future.
She just disappeared off the face of the planet.
I want her to know that I'm not mad at her.
Mom?
5 years ago, I was diagnosed with ALS.
Where is the mother of the bride?
Welcome to the future.
I am an American and I have every right like anybody else.
You have to figure out and learn where you come from.
Future.
The dawn chorus that no one wants to hear, signaling that the full-scale invasion was well underway.
Nobel Prize-winning journalist Dmitry Muratov.
Но журналистика в России сейчас переживает темные времена.
His battle to defend free speech.
Нужно исполнять российские законы.
Я не наблюдатель, я участник.
Amid Vladimir Putin's crackdown on the press.
Если мы отказываемся от демократии, мы соглашаемся на войну.
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
Pet lovers brought their dogs to the Athens County Fairgrounds on Saturday for the first Pet Palooza. The Athens County Humane Society and Friends of Shelter Dogs hosted the event and got to bring their dogs for a tail wagging good time. Experts were available for questions about anything pet related. Pet Palooza's aim is to help pet owners keep their furry friends happy and healthy. Oh, that is so cute. Look at that. That is so cute. I love that.
I love that. This is making me start to miss my dog.
Yeah.
I have a golden doodle back home. His name's
my
Augie.
gosh.
And then we just added Leo recently, and he's another golden doodle, and they're both just trouble together.
I miss my dog a little bit. Well, I have one called Harley back at home, so it's a little bit missing her a little bit.
Lovely.
Well, that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Silver Barker, and for all of us here, be sure to check us out on our social medias and
have a good night.
And yeah, exactly. Have a good night. Here is a look outside currently at College Green.